Hey guys, today we are going to be drawing a piece of cake. So to start us off, we are going to start with a pencil and we're going to draw a big letter Y. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of my page and draw a big letter Y. Awesome, not looking like cake just yet. Then I am going to use my ruler and I'm going to try to get the same kind of line going this way. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Awesome, now I'm gonna connect these with a wavy line. That's gonna be the start of my frosting. Now we're gonna do another layer of frosting as well, but we're gonna do the top first. Okay, it's kind of overlap. I'm gonna take that off because we don't usually have lines in our frosting. Okay, so now that I have my beautiful slice of cake, I'm going to add layers in it. So I'm going to start off kind of in the middle, and I'm gonna do one layer of cake, and then I'm gonna do a tiny little line for frosting, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Okay, now I'm gonna do that on the other side. If I need my ruler, I totally can use that. So I get them really nice and even. Okay, so here is my cake. I actually think I made it a little bit long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna erase that. And just make it a little shorter. Nice. I was having too much cake at the bottom. There we go. So here is my slice of cake. Now it is up to you how you want to decorate it. I think I'm going to add a cherry and sprinkles on top, but I will have a whole slide of cake decorations that you can take a look at to see what you want to add. So I'm just going to do a big old cherry. That's just a circle, and you can do a straight line, and then I just curve it and make it skinnier at the bottom. You see how it overlaps right here? I'm just gonna erase that line to show that illusion that my cherry is on top of my sprinkles. My frosting. Okay, so I am going to now add my sprinkles since I have them on the brain. And I'm just gonna add them randomly. And I'm just doing kind of skinny ovals to kind of show sprinkles. Awesome. So I love the way it looks. I feel like I've added enough little tiny details to make my cake what I would want as a slice of cake. And then the next step we're going to do is use oil pastel on any of the tiny areas. So I am going to use my red oil pastel for my cherry. So anytime you have kind of something that's circular, it's gonna have a highlight. A highlight is just that super white, bright part. Anything that's honestly curved will have a highlight. So I'm gonna make sure I leave that. And then I'm gonna color everything but the highlight. now I am ready for paint. So I am going to be using some tempera cakes. I chose the really bright colors because I think the cakes should be super bright and fun. Tempera cakes are kind of like watercolor where we're going to add water to them. Of course, we're going to be using our SpongeBob when we're changing up colors and we don't want our paintbrush to be too wet. So water cup, SpongeBob, drawing an X. Then I am going to whatever color I would like to make my frosting. It's always important to start in the back and then work towards the front. So I think I'm going to make my frosting green. Maybe it's lime flavored. So I'm going to go over it. If it's not dark enough, just go back to that tempera cake, not your water cup, and get some more color. The less water you add to these tempera cakes, the darker the color is going to be. But if you're getting scratchy lines, you might need to add some water. I'm just being mindful not to paint my highlight. Everything else, like my sprinkles, I put those oil pastels on, so it doesn't really matter. The water or the paint is not going to go on top. I'm going to keep going. Don't be too worried if it goes on the outside. We are cutting these out. Because the wavy lines, that might be a little bit difficult to paint perfectly. You see how I'm kind of getting scratchy? So I'm going to go to my water cup, draw an X on SpongeBob so it's not too wet. Awesome. So now I'm going to clean my paintbrush because I'm going to get a different color. So I'm going to my water cup, I'm going to the bottom, and you know I'm going left, right, making sure I'm getting all the green off. Then I'm going to go to SpongeBob, I'm going to draw an X, and then I'm going to add my next color, which I think is going to be this bright pink. Maybe it's a lime strawberry cake, or a lime cherry, because I already have a cherry on there too. So you see how I kind of went around the rectangle that I made, and then I filled in the middle, kind of like I did with my oil pastels. I go around it, and then I'm like, okay, let's clean up the center. It's just easier to keep your paint nice and neat that way. Kind of gives it a border. To the last one. Going around. So I love the way my cake looks. I love all the colors I used. So now I am going to take this to the drying rack and let it dry. Hey guys, now that we have a beautiful painted piece of cake, we're going to be using an ink dopper full of India ink. India ink is a permanent ink. And one thing you don't want to do with these is squeeze it, because if you squeeze it, it could get all over you and your clothes, and it being permanent means it won't come off. It will come off your skin, but it probably wouldn't come off your clothes. You're also going to be using a permanent marker, a Sharpie. So anywhere where there's a tiny line, you'll use a Sharpie. Anywhere there's a big line, you'll use the ink doppers. So let me show you. If this is not working, raise your hand and Miss Puckett can help you kind of figure out how it's not working. Sometimes they just get a little dry. We'll see if this one's good. Awesome, so this one's pretty good. And I'm just gonna trace just like I would with my Sharpie. So I'm going slow, to make sure I'm getting right on that line. Perfect. I'm gonna do the other side. Kind of gotta look around and make sure I'm on that line. There you go. Okay, so I think I'm actually gonna do this line too. And I'm kind of going on top of it, but I might just have to erase some pencil lines. Oh, I'm gonna skip over there because I have some overlapping. Don't want to break that illusion. Making a wavy line here. Okay. So you can see I didn't exactly get it on the line right there. That's because it was a little bit thin. So I'm just gonna use my eraser later and erase that pencil line. Okay, I think that's all I can do with my paint ink dropper. So now the rest I'm going to trace in Sharpie. So remember, if your Sharpie is not giving you a nice clean black line, throw it away, grab a new one, so we can have nice beautiful artwork. So again, I'm taking my time because we know we cannot erase Sharpie. Because again, I didn't go right on top of that line. Cleaning it up. Looking for any other areas I didn't go right on top of the line. All right, I think that's good. So now my next step is going to be cutting out my ink. So I'm going to go in, and remember, remove any large section if it's in your way first. So I removed those, and now it's easier for me to get right on that line. I want that whole black line, so I'm gonna act like that end of that India ink line, paint dropper line, is gonna be my edge. I wanna show that beautiful thick black line. So now I have my beautiful piece of cake, and now next we're going to be working on our backgrounds. Flip it over, make sure you didn't accidentally cut off your name like I did, and write it on there. And your class coat. I love it. All right, we're going to be working on our backgrounds. So I did my beautiful patterns. Now I'm gonna fill it up with color, and I am going to use our beautiful set of temper cakes again with my SpongeBob and my water cup. So I'm going to my water cup. I'm gonna use different colors than my cake. I want my cake to be the focus. So I am not gonna be painting with green or pink. I could paint with a little bit of orange if I wanted to, but I think I'm gonna go with a completely different color. So I also use purple in the background, so I think I might be painting my background blue. That way I'm using a variety of colors and having my cake be the thing that kind of pops. I did use a little bit of blue right here, but I think that's okay as long as it's not your big colors for your frosting or your cake. So I'm gonna go to blue. I'm adding water to it. And you can just paint right on top of that oil pastel, because like we discovered last time, paint and oil pastels, they don't get along. They don't want to be near each other, right? So I'm going to go back to get some more paint. If you wanted to do another color, you totally could. You could also paint maybe like stripes too. Adding maybe like this right here being one color and this being another color. Adding a secondary pattern to it, that would be awesome. And then that is my background. When this dries, I will glue my cake on top. I can move it this way if I wanted to, whatever I think looks best. And I will have a beautiful piece of cake art. Okay, so now I need to glue down our piece of cake. We're going to be using our liquid glue. Remember, if it's dripping, just take some along the sides. Go all around the perimeter with your glue. You don't need too much. In the middle. Okay. And then figure out if you want your designs to go this way or this way. I think I like it like this. So then I'm going to stick it on there, flip the paper over, and rub it. And then I get a perfect little piece of artwork with lots of different colors. We even have a pattern, and we're showing a little 3D shape. So, looks great. I hope you enjoy making your slice of cake.